hippie hut down a country road. There's a girl named Jonesy with a carefree soul. She's got chickens in the yard, running wild and free, and she's rolling up her life in a sweet green dream. Jonesy in her hippie hut, life's a breeze, smoking that good stuff, feeling so at ease, with the chickens clucking and the sun so bright. Jonesy's living in her own kind of life. She wakes up with the sunrise, no shoes on her feet, dancing in the garden to a reggae beat. She's got a peace sign hanging on her front porch swing, and a big old smile for everything. Jonesy in her hippie hut, life's a breeze, smoking that good stuff, feeling so at ease, with the chickens clucking and the sun so bright. Jonesy's living in her own kind of life. She's got no worries, just the earth and sky, living her life, no need to try, with a heart full of love and a head full of dreams. Jonesy's riding on life's sweet stream. Jonesy in her hippie hut, life's a breeze, smoking that good stuff, feeling so at ease, with the chickens clucking and the sun so bright. Jonesy's living in her own kind of life. So if you ever feel lost or caught in a bind, just think of Jones and you'll surely find that the simple life's the one that's truly free, in a hippie hut just like Jones and you see. So if you ever feel lost or caught in a bind, just think of Jones and you'll surely find that the simple life's the one that's truly free, in a hippie hut just like Jones and you see.
Hello. Happy Sunday. Tomorrow's Martin Luther King Day, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure because we got it out of school. And we got snow coming. They're saying we might get like 3 to 4 inches. And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm kind of excited for snow. Not ice, but snow. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, Queen Bella. Hey, Elle. Petunia. Steph B. Hey, Harley. So glad to see you, OG London girl. Grandma Sherry. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Y'all, today, it's not like a big deal that I cleaned my house. I clean my house constantly. But today I took down all my Christmas decor and I threw my tree away. I threw it away. Because I want a bigger tree. I have really high ceilings, especially in my living room and dining room. So I want a really big tree. So I threw the tree away. I committed to it and I said, throw it away. Throw it out there under the carport for now, where all our other junk is. It's done. It's gone. I don't want it no more. But I did get the rest of my Christmas decor put up. So that was nice. But now my house looks empty. Like, because usually I'll leave stuff like the flowers, my little fake flowers in the vases and stuff. I'll leave those things Christmassy until spring comes. Until March. But I didn't feel like doing it this time, so I left all the vases empty. I took all the Christmassy flowers out. I took everything. So now it's just like an empty shell. All my vases are empty. I got to go to Hobby Lobby and get me some spring flowers to put in. Oh, God. I need a bigger one. I need bigger and better. That's what I need. That's what she said. Also, let me tell y'all what happened to Mama today. Hey, mother of two boys. Mom, hey, Brantley. Did I see Brantley? Hold on. Maybe I didn't. Hold on. No, that wasn't Brantley. Hey, Bridget. Um, Let me tell y'all what happened to Mama this morning. She done went in the truck. She's got a Nissan Altima in a truck. She done went in the truck to get gas for her generator in case, the snow takes the power lines down because it usually does. Well, she came back for something. I can't remember what she said, but she went back to the house and she parked, instead of parking the truck next to the car because she was going to leave again, she just parked it right behind her Nissan. She got out, left the keys in because it's never locked before, and it locked on her. So now she's had to run to Home Depot. The truck's just running. She had to Austin Powers her car back and forth to get it out from in front of the truck and the fence at her property. It's like, poor Mama. She's having a day already. She went to go get one of those blow up things that you put in the door and blow it up and it creates a gap. I don't know how it's gone. I talked to her probably about an hour and a half ago. I told her to keep me updated, but I haven't heard anything since. So y'all pray that my mama, she was like, I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll just let the truck run out of gas. Let it run until it runs out of gas. I was like, yeah, no, but you still gotta do something. Gotta do something. Hey, Georgia Peach. Listen, that truck ain't the door never locks when we get out of it. But it did this time. And I know y'all have seen that Austin Powers clip. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. This is what Mama looked like. Let me see. I'm about to pull it up. Here we go. This is Mama this morning. That Mama. Just like that. She was stuck between yeah. She was stuck between the So she's got the front porch and all the hedge bushes to the right of her car. She's got she's got space to the left because to the left is where the truck's normally sitting. And then she's got a gate in front of her. So she's having to back up just enough to go to the left a little bit. And she was just back. Oh, shit. If you can't make fun of your mama, who can you make fun of? It is what it is. Hey, who dat? Who dat? Who dat? So y'all ready to go over this call? I have not listened to it. I like to try to give y'all a genuine reaction. But some girls in the Discord asked me, they was like, have you listened to it yet? And I said, no. And they said, you finna be pissed. You finna be pissed. Hey, Just Irish. I'm not gummy today yet either. Oh, that's so funny. So, I'm going to need everybody line up, get in a row, get in a line so we can board the bus in an orderly fashion. Okay, let's go. Keep all hands, feet, and other body parts in the way. When thugs cry. Oh, this is what it sounded like. Oh man, that's fun. Please make sure you got your retractable shanks in your pocket just in case things go wrong over here in the prison community. I don't want nothing to happen to you. And stay partnered up as we walk around this prison. Stay partnered up. Stay with a buddy. This is phone calls from prison. Thank God for them. Gives us something to talk shit about. Their link is at the top of the chat. It's pinned. Make sure you go over there and show them some love.
Hey.
Hey, they have long.
Okay, this is after sentencing. I'm gonna move the subtitles up here so I can still go through comments. They're right here under the phone calls from prison logo. This is Leilani's cellmate making calls for her post sentencing, after her verdict, if I'm not mistaken, and after sentencing.
Anna fell for protocol, but she's really upset. She said they hit her with they gave her guilty for speculation.
Yeah, is she where you can get to her?
I can see her. Yes, ma'am.
She looking at you?
Ma'am?
Huh?
I can see her right here. She's in front of me.
Is she looking at you though right now?
What?
Is she looking at you right now?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, earbud. Tell her I love her and it's going to be okay.
Mama says she loves you and it's going to be okay.
Tell her whenever she goes back for sentencing, do not
Okay.
cry.
So this was post verdict, pre-sentencing.
Lana, she said when you go back to sentencing, do not cry.
And if I'm not mistaken, they probably got her under that unaliving watch because she got a guilty verdict. Or they've got her somewhere she can't make these phone calls herself. So she's got this girl calling for her.
Tell her I know it's going to be hard.
What?
I know it's going to be hard.
Hey,
Tell her I
Willow.
know it's going to be hard.
She says you know it's going to be hard.
But do not cry. You stand up there strong and you get out of there and then you can bawl your eyes out.
She says she's just upset. She's all she can say is there's no proof. And it's not right.
I'm speechless. There's no proof. If I'm not mistaken, she got life with no parole. There's no proof. Excuse me. And then, no, I think she should cry at sentencing. I think it would show some kind of fucking emotion, something like, but more than anything, she'd be crying for herself. It ain't for that baby. She'd be crying for herself, not Quentin. No proof, my ass. Get the fuck out of here. Anybody that watched that trial seen that there was enough proof?
It's not.
It's not.
No wonder the darn thing's connected to the telephone. Tell her, how long does she have to be in there? She should get out to be able to make a phone call still and take a shower.
Oh yeah, her attorney speculation about Quentin made better sense with the throw up in the playpen.
That what?
What? Oh yeah, her attorney speculation. Okay.
Phone call still and take a shower.
Oh yeah, her attorney speculation about Quentin made better sense with the throw up in the playpen.
How did that make better sense?
That what?
Her lawyer's speculation is she might have thrown up when the throw up was in the playpen. He thinks he choked on it.
Okay, let's say that did happen. She still hid it. She still threw that baby away like trash and still lied about it. Even if that is what happened.
Mom, so that makes sense. Nobody could understand where the throw up came from.
I don't know, baby.
Huh?
I don't know. Tell her. Will they let her still get out and use the phone?
I think Dr. Scott Fisher, somebody's supposed to come talk to her today. And if he says she can come out, then they'll let her out. But they said it was protocol that they put her on suicide watch yesterday.
Yeah.
Which I think is bullshit.
So yeah, she's on suicide watch.
She wasn't.
It is.
She never said she wanted to harm herself or nothing. They brought her back from court and threw her in that cell, kind of like they do when she first got here.
Well, I don't know what to say. Honestly, I'm broken for her too.
I'm broken for all of you.
Oh, you know who I'm broken for? I ain't broken for a damn one of you but Quentin. That's who I'm broken for.
Guys. Did you? Hold on, he's gonna say something. You have to believe her. She didn't do this.
So you have to believe her. She didn't do this. Yes. They said there was some kind of blunt force. That's what they believe, that there was some kind of blunt force trauma. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was no reasonable doubt. I'm just coming over here and checking y'all's comments while we wait for a second. Oh, Reese, welcome. Thanks for joining, babe. Quentin's name has not been spoken of in any of these calls. Not yet. No, not yet. Y'all make sure to hit that like for me. Or the dislike, whichever you prefer. Well, if I'm not mistaken, they mentioned like his name once or twice in one of the calls between her and Billy Joe. I think it was the second call between her. Yep. Okay. That's what Yep said. It was the second call. Okay. Oh, thank you. If you got that membership from Andy Rose, make sure to thank her. And welcome to the Hippie Hut. Yeah, throwing up is a symptom of concussion. It absolutely is. I don't see Pearl. Where y'all see Pearl? I guess I missed it. After she threw him into a dumpster. You did that, girl. You did that.
I believe her. I believe she didn't do it.
I don't.
Ma'am?
Just tell her I believe her.
She believes you.
Now, I struggle with this a little bit because it's her mom who could be in denial. So I struggle a little bit understanding how she could say, yeah, I do believe you. I do believe you didn't do this. To me, and this is just me speaking for myself, my opinion. Just the fact, take the murder out of it. Just the fact of her taking the child and throwing him away is enough for me. It's enough for me. You did it. No matter what. Because you did that, you did everything.
I believe you. Don't cry, Lana. Breaking. Poor thing.
Tell her I know it's hard, but get yourself together. She needs to get herself together, or they're not going to let her out of there.
Yeah, Mom says get yourself together. They're not going to let you out.
God, I wish she could call me.
She says after the sentencing they can do the appeal, but the appeal takes like 6 to 12 months to be able to take it back to court.
And she can appeal. It's given. It's an opportunity given when found guilty in something like this. So she absolutely can appeal. I don't think the appeal will work. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it ain't no point in doing an appeal in Savannah. They're going to appeal it. She needs to have it moved out of Savannah.
Yeah, Mom said if you're going to have an appeal, you need to get moved out of Savannah.
Why? Why out of Savannah? They did everything right to find this baby, to find your grandchild. They did everything right.
It's going to be the same result every time in Savannah.
She says she's not going to hold her breath on it, but, you know, it's for the best. But I agree with me here. I don't think her trial should have been here.
No, the trial shouldn't have been in Savannah.
I don't believe the jurors should have been from Savannah either.
No, and the jurors, there were some jurors that knew about the case.
Oh yeah, they fucking lied. It's not that hard to say no. I didn't hear nothing. It's not hard to do that.
No, some of them said.
You can know about the case, but then the follow-up question is, are you unbiased? Do you know the details of the case? And of course, they wouldn't know the details of the case because nobody knew the details of the case until the trial got here.
Right, they was convicted. It's not right. They was convicted this poor girl for something she didn't do, trying to put her in prison for the rest of it. That's not right.
Bitch, I wish I knew who you were making these calls for her. You are talking about something you have no idea.
That's not right. What?
Tell her that I love her, and tell her that her dad.
Yeah. So she is not able to make calls, and this gal uses her calls to do the communication. That can't be right. But okay, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing because she's under suicide watch because of the verdict. Hey, Truth Seeker. Hey, Zero Jules.
Loves her.
She said the appeal will take anywhere from 6 months to a year from the day it's filed.
Not to mention, if she didn't murder this child, if like if something just happened, and okay, she decides to throw him away like trash, right? Well, once they start figuring her out, she could have told them right then at the beginning, I threw him away because I was freaking out and didn't know what to do. They could have found that baby a lot quicker than a month later. Think about it. There would have been more to retrieve.
Well, I feel like the judge was biased, but
that judge was not biased. That judge was lenient as fuck. Lenient as fuck. Hold on. She does have life with parole, don't she? Was it life with or without parole? I can't remember. I think it was life with parole because I was kind of upset. Like, no, why would you give her that?
Like she was granting everything for the prosecution side. She wasn't granting anything for the defense side.
That's what I thought. Okay. So it's life with parole. And because I remember I was like, my steering wheel caught some hell that day when I heard that verdict. I was like, no, like, what are you doing? She was way too lenient.
Hold on. What was that, Laura? I was talking to him.
Tell her that guy's been trying to call, but I ain't answering him.
That guy.
You hear me? Jenna.
Which one? Is it the child molester? Asking for myself.
Okay. She says, when she goes to sentencing, she'll get sentenced and probably go to prison. But once the appeal is granted, she'll get to the court date. And she said she'll try to get time served for the false statement.
Tell her to keep hope, but don't get her hopes up.
Yeah, she already said she's not gonna get her hopes up. She's not.
I agree with that. Don't get your hopes up, girl.
I'll hold her breath on it.
Because that's a horrible thing to, you know.
Yeah.
And then furthermore, you're still claiming your innocence. You're claiming you did nothing wrong in the situation. You go to parole with that kind of mindset, you're not getting parole. Period.
And I could see it in her yesterday. I could see she was crushed.
Oh yeah. I didn't know what was going on. I just saw her clean her cell. I thought she was going home. And next thing I know,
right? Who dat?
they throw her in the cell.
Hey, honey dancer.
Which that ain't right. That's making her even worse. She like, all she wanted to do was call you yesterday when she got back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right.
Well, I hope that just keep reassuring her that I love her, Jenna. Tell her that her mom,
Jenna,
mama said one thing she has no control over, and that will never change, is that I'm her mom.
I love you. And that's one thing that will never change.
I'm her mama.
You're her mama. She's your mama. What one? She said, was Peepaw there?
Huh?
She said, was Peepaw there?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was there. She wants to know, does he believe her?
He come home in a million pieces. Yeah, they believe her.
I'm going to say something right now that might not be the right thing to say, and I acknowledge that ahead of time. She wants to know if Peepaw was there. I don't know who Peepaw is. It could be Billy Joe's old man. It could be somebody's grandfather. It could be her grandfather. I don't know. And Billy Joe tells her, yeah, they came home in a million pieces and that they do believe that she had nothing to do with this. You know who else got sent home in pieces? Quentin did. Quentin got sent home in pieces. He was found in pieces. He was sent home in pieces. How fucking absurd the words that come out of y'all's mouths.
Vernon thinks that Danny had something to do with it. Vernon thinks that Danny had something to do with it.
Here we go. Here we go. Danny's the problem. Danny was part of the problem. Let's not get it twisted. But Danny did everything right when it came to helping law enforcement figure this out.
I don't know. I know whenever you're on drugs, you're not in your right mind. And I kept trying to keep everybody away from that. And it was like the more I tried to keep them away from it, the more they went straight to it.
Yeah.
You can't live a life. You can't live a life getting high and going through and thinking that nothing bad is ever going to happen, because it is. And you're not hurting just yourself. You're hurting everybody around you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I agree with that. No truer statement. I agree with that 100%.
Everybody that loves you, you're hurting.
Yes, ma'am. Don't cry, Lana. I hope they let her out today.
Can I replay that? Yeah. Okay, he was there. Yeah, he was there. Okay. Here we go.
She says, was Peepaw there?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was there. She wants to know, does he believe her?
He come home in a million pieces. Yeah, they believe her.
The choice of words on that one, not so good.
Vernon thinks that Danny had something to do with it. Vernon thinks that Danny had something to do with it.
I believe so too.
I don't know. I know whenever you're on drugs, you're not in your right mind.
They were able to track down which landfill the trash was going to for that specific morning that she reported him missing.
I kept trying to keep everybody away from that, and it was like the more I tried to keep them away from it, the more they went straight to it.
Yeah.
You can't live a life. You can't live a life getting high and going through and thinking that nothing bad is ever going to happen, because it is. And you're not hurting just yourself.
Right,
you're
Harley?
hurting everybody around you.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody that loves you, you're hurting.
Yes, ma'am. Don't cry,
Hey,
Lana.
Kathy. Glad to
I
see
hope
you,
they let
love.
her out today.
Go tell her. I don't even know. Can you go to her door at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, if you don't mind, while you're out, just go sit with her.
I'm going to. I sit with her every day.
Yeah, well, tell her I love her, and Jenna, I hope everything goes well for you too, honey.
Thank you. And she loves you too.
Okay.
She'll call you as soon as she can, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, so that's the end of the first phone call. And again, there's still that little part of me that can sympathize with the fact that this is mother and daughter, and that there's always going to be that level of love, that unconditional love, but it's also mother and murderer. And as unfortunate as that is, being in denial and not being willing to accept things for how they are, or not being willing to say, okay, my child could have done this, is not going to do any good for Leilani in the long run. It's just not, especially when it comes to parole. Let me come check y'all's. You're out of ways to spell it. What you been spelling? Me too. Me too, Zen. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Goodbye.
Oh, hi.
She's still on watch. Okay, so they let her off. Like how they were supposed to for 24 hours. The LTC did. Chief overrode the LTC and made her stay until today. Well, the LTC come through and said she can't let her off watch. Her boss has to let her off watch. And the officers here are saying this has never happened before. It's the chief.
I called this morning and talked to an officer, and I'm waiting for a call from her counselor.
All right,
What now?
What are you trying to spell, Willow? What are you trying to spell? I only got 2 things blocked that is not allowed in my chat.
Wait for the counselor to call her back. Yeah, it's all the chief's doing. So she wanted to know if maybe you could get a hold of the chief or the sheriff.
Chief who?
We don't know. We don't know the chief's name, but she's already wrote on the padded to herself the chief. This is the chief of the jailhouse.
Okay, so like I said, I made a call this morning.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear back from the counselor, and I did tell them that I do not believe that Leilani is a threat to herself or anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I did make it clear that Leilani is not on drugs, and with her not being on drugs, I don't feel that this is something that you should be concerned about.
Exactly, it's not. She's upset. She was
Listen, they're just protecting themselves at this point. Like, there's a reason they want to keep her back there on suicide watch.
She was upset because they put her back in her cell. She's in there 5 minutes, and they come back and say, "Oh no, sorry, Chief said you can't come off until Monday. You got to go back in there."
Well, they're supposed to let her off today, from what they're telling me. And they also, I've also requested that even if they don't allow her to get off today, could they please allow her to call home? So.
Yeah, the LPC came this morning and said that she has to wait for the I guess the LPC's boss to come through and do it, so that the LPC's not allowed to do it this time.
Okay, so
there's a reason. I don't know the reason, and I don't pretend to know the reason, but there's obviously some reason that they're not wanting to let her off.
to tell her, I know how hard it is in there. I know. And I am so sorry that she's going through that again.
Yeah, Mom?
But I am doing what I can without going to the news.
So hard in there for her. It's so hard. It's so rough there. Well, if she wouldn't have killed her child, she wouldn't be there.
Go to the news, and it just puts all of us in jeopardy again. Last time I went to the news, and I got her out of there, but it also put me in jail.
No, Reese.
Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. I was telling her what she said. And also, her attorney called her on Saturday, and she needs like 10 family members or friends that can be a character witness for her at her sentencing.
Boom.
So that she can they can try to get her life with parole. If the appeal doesn't go through, he wants to at least have a chance of getting parole if the appeal doesn't.
I don't understand why her attorneys didn't have somebody there to call as a witness in the first place.
I don't know, but she says maybe Paul, you, Thomas, me, Ma, P, Paul.
Not that I know of, Southern gal. Not that I know of.
Aunt Jackie and Uncle Freddie, maybe. And if you can talk to 3 more people, she's gonna need the addresses, the phone numbers, and the full names. And she also wants to tell you to see if you can get the transfer of parental right papers to her attorney, because he's going to come see her before she goes to sentencing, so she can have them signed within 30 days. And then her attorney can give them back to your attorney.
Well, I need her attorney to call me. You need to tell her she needs to get a message to her attorney to call me.
Okay.
Because I've tried to talk to him before, and he didn't want to talk to me.
Okay, Mom says your attorney needs to call her and talk to her.
Yeah, BJ went to jail shortly after Leilani. I can't remember what it was for, but yeah.
tried to talk to him before, and he won't talk to her.
It is the Holiday Inn girl. That's what they thinking. They like she. First off, y'all don't run shit. Second off, this is part of her consequences. Hello, anybody that does something wrong or neglectful or hurtful are gonna have consequences. These are hers. You can't try to take them away or soften them or make them easier on her. That's not how it works.
Okay. She says she doesn't know if he's going to call you, but he says he does need the 10 people for character witnesses, and he already said he did not mind bringing the parental right papers.
That's
to
right,
her
Willow.
and her.
That's right. Willow said, after what she did, don't care about her mental health or her being on suicide watch. No one watched for Quentin. That's right.
Signing them and being notarized and giving them back. He said he would do that.
That's fine, but I want her to know that I'm going to do this for her, with or without that. I mean,
Okay.
I would like for her to do that, but regardless, I'm going to do this anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I don't want her to feel like anything is being held over her head for her to get the support that she needs. I'm doing what I can without being put in the media.
Yes, ma'am. We understand that. I don't blame you there.
I just can't do the whole media thing. I'm meeting with you can tell her I'm meeting with the Department of Children and Families caseworker tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking the kids some clothes and shoes and diapers and, stuff. She knows I take care of them. So, I don't know what all I can do to help, but if going in there and talking at sentencing is going to put me in the news, if they can figure out a way for it to not be publicized for our family, because we don't want to be involved in the media, and we don't want to be, none of us do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Now listen. I rode hard for them with what was going on outside of their house and in their neighborhood with the tragedy pimps, and I understand not wanting to an extent, I understand not wanting the attention, but it is what it is. You can ask to maybe make it where you're blurred out or not on camera, but they don't have to agree with that.
We're trying to get the kids. So none of us, and all of us want to be there for her, but none of us can be.
Me too, Southern
the center
gal.
of attention for the news.
Exactly.
So
Me too. That's what I keep thinking is this just her own guilty conscience? And it very well could be.
It has to be something she has to make very clear with her attorney. He hasn't been able to get nothing
Allie.
else done for her. Nothing else.
Yeah.
I said her attorney ain't got nothing else done for her and had her believing the whole time that she wasn't going to be convicted.
Yeah.
Well, that's her fault. And if the attorney, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to have you think that because they themselves think, okay, we're going to win this one. We're going to win this one. So, I mean, come on. So because she was let down with the fact that she was found guilty, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. No, stop. Stop the cap.
And she said in no confidence that she wasn't going to be, and they really let her down.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No. You know who was let down? Jesus Christ. I can't ask this question enough. Quentin was let down. Who gives a fuck if Leilani is let down? Not me. Maybe Billy Joe does because that's her, that's her daughter. She's the mom. But from the outside looking in, no, bro, don't nobody give a fuck. Don't nobody give a fuck. The only person that was let down that even matters in this situation is Quentin Simon.
They didn't call anybody for a witness on her side. They didn't do anything to try to show that she's not this monster that the prosecutors made her out to be.
Because she is the exact monster that the prosecutors made her out to be. Period. Point blank. It is what it is. The facts speak for themselves. The evidence speaks for itself. She is that monster. She may not be the monster you knew as being your daughter, but it's who she turned into. It's who she became. And at some point, you got to be willing to accept that this person that once wasn't a monster to you has now become one. She is a fucking monster, which is exactly what the prosecutors proved. Ooh, get me heated over here. Get me heated over here. Ooh.
Prosecutors made her.
Oh, Nicole B, thank you for rejoining. Oh, renewing. Thank you to whom. Oh, you got gifted. Nice. Well, welcome, babe. Even though you haven't went anywhere. Thank you for whoever gifted to Nicole B. Oh, I know. I know, Willow. Oh, it's so.
Her out today.
Exactly. And that she's
They didn't do it. Huh?
She's the furthest thing from that.
They didn't
She's the furthest thing from that.
do anything, everything that the defense side asked for. Whenever it comes to the judge, it was denied. I mean, it's you know, I really need her. I need her to be able to call me, but I want her to understand that regardless of what I'm going to do, I'm going to fight for the kids. That's never going to stop.
Oh no,
I'm going to fight for them.
Exactly.
And I also want her to know that I'm trying to. Hopefully, I'll be able to get Quentin home this week, and we'll be able to give him a proper.
Yeah. Because justice
a proper lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'll let her know that.
Yeah, we love her. We love the children.
Yeah, he deserves a proper burial because the landfill just wasn't cutting it, Grandma.
But we don't stand behind what happened with Quentin. We just don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that I want her to be mistreated. That I want her, you know what I mean? I don't want anything bad to happen to her either.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, people who talk that way and
no, she doesn't deserve the other two kids, and I only hope that they are living their best lives, with other people who are taking extremely good care of them.
That way and present themselves like that, may as well have done it themselves.
Mm-mm.
You know?
Yes, ma'am.
So, just tell her to.
You're good, who dat?
Tell her to try to get through today and try to get through. I mean, she has to get through it. She has to get through every day. You have no choice.
Yeah.
So try to change the way you're thinking. Try to calm yourself. So whenever you do talk to them, whenever she does talk to whoever that can get her out of there, that she is speaking with a level head and you know.
Yes, ma'am. But yes, she was.
Best advice Billy Joe's given her.
I think you called like the chief or the sheriff to see what you can get done with them. Because even the officer said that this has never happened before. This whole situation is just strange.
Well, yeah, and the simple fact is because in the beginning she said she knew her daughter did it. She knew her daughter did that. I can actually go back because I went and rewatched some of the streams the other day, and she absolutely said that multiple times. She knew her daughter did it. If you know your daughter did it and now you've changed your tune to she is innocent and had nothing to do with it, you definitely don't deserve to have those other kids back.
So,
well, I'm gonna try to I'll try to call again. I'm not sure how I get in touch with the chief of the jail though.
I guess you just call the jail and ask to talk to the chief of the facility, I guess, or the sheriff.
You know what? You're right, Tess. Hey, listening while I paint my nails. Thank you for streaming this. Of course, in my honest opinion, BJ is continuing to enable Leilani even in jail. Until she lets Leilani take responsibility herself, the circle won't end. Exactly. You're exactly right. I'm glad to see you, Tess. Mom of three boys. The fact that she can't say what she did and have remorse about it, that's what makes her more of a monster. Right, Kathy. Yeah, there is no making sense of a mom murdering her child, no matter which case it is, whether it's Leilani or someone else we're talking about. It's hard to make sense of it because we cannot wrap our minds around that type of act. You know what I'm saying? So I understand Billy Joe being in denial and not wanting to accept it, but she needs to work on herself to get to a point where she can accept it, because otherwise it's going to do nothing good for Leilani in the long run. Yeah, and I agree. Truth, because like I said at the beginning, she was saying she knew her daughter did this. Truth says, but why would Leilani ever accept responsibility when her own mother is feeding into the lies? I absolutely agree.
Yeah. I'll try. I mean, like I said, I called this morning and I talked to someone and I, asked them to at least give a message to a counselor, that could help me, figure something out. I
Right.
just kindly asked.
Right. And I think healing is what Billy Joe needs right now, so that she can be where she needs to be in her own mindset to be able to hold her own daughter accountable, so that her daughter then maybe takes something from that and starts having some accountability.
Ask them to, if nothing else, whenever she comes out to take a shower, to please allow her to use the phone.
I know who that is. Crazy, ain't
Please
it?
allow her to call home. I you know what I mean?
I know.
I don't know how to fix anything.
Absolutely. And I don't agree with doing it that way. I don't agree with doing under the table adoptions, but sometimes, hey, if it's kill my child or get rid of them to somebody who can care for them under the table, I'd rather under the table all day long.
Yeah.
She's going nuts in that cell. Me and her have been staying up. I've been sitting by my door so we can talk to each other all night until she's ready to fall asleep.
You're right, Mom.
Oh.
It's hard to fall asleep in there. It's hard to sleep.
It is. I was
it's hard to do anything. Yeah, it's awful. I mean, honestly, being in that cell make you want to unalive yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like she said, you guys talk about coping skills, but yet you guys just stripped me of my coping skills. So how am I supposed to cope?
Yeah. So
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But I'll let her know, and hopefully she'll come off.
Okay.
If she can come off today, she might be able to call you to get her off in time.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hold on. She's saying something. What? When she's asking if she's gonna be able to get the baby home.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her you were trying to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell her I'm trying. Tell her I've already talked with the FBI, and I've already talked with.
It is interesting. She did say that, and I would love to know more about that. So that's why I told her if CPS did something wrong in this, that essentially elevated things to happen the way they happen, I hope they can put it out there. I hope they can prove it, and I hope they can get justice for that.
The state's attorney's office. I've already talked with the funeral home.
She's all over.
I mean, like, I'm trying.
Yes, ma'am.
I know she's already been in my chat, police chat, white boys chat. Anybody going over these calls, probably Crime Lines and Lies, because I know she went over them the other day. And then she's on panels too. So yeah, she's around.
Already been brought to rest, poor baby. Bad.
Yeah, he should have.
I'm praying for you guys. I really am.
Well, thank you, honey. Let Leilani know I'm trying to be strong, but this is
I know it's
Willow. Right? No one cares how you're coping. Welcome to prison. Might I recommend the cope on a rope? Yeah, I went there.
It's hard for everybody. I've cried with her. Bad.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing, Truth, is why was Danny the safety plan? He was fucked up on dope too. Look, Billy Joe said in this very chat that Danny was the safety plan, but admits to drug and alcohol use by both Danny and Leilani. So you felt more confident with Danny than your own daughter. Yes. Yes. And he shouldn't have even been the safety plan. He just shouldn't have.
But I'll let her know, Miss Billy.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right.
honey.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we're going into call number 3.
Hi.
They still will not let her out. The lady came yesterday and talked to her and said they had to staff it and that she would know something yesterday, and they never came back and told her anything.
I can try to call again today.
Okay, I guess she's not too happy in there.
Yeah, 24, 48, 72, right? 48, 58, 68, 79, 77. Yeah, 72, 3 days. Isn't the 72 watch usually mandatory? I don't know. At different prisons, different jails, work in different ways. But I think that's kind of standard.
I'm sure she's not.
Yeah, and so the rash girl last night, because she's broke out in some rash. I don't know if it's from the smock or what it's from, but
I hate this is happening to her.
I do too. She wanted me to let you know that they still won't let her out.
Okay, well, tell her I'll
Not right.
And it's just the thought of you're still living, you're still breathing, you're still eating, you're still drinking, you're still wearing, able to wear a smock and be completely naked other than that turtle suit. You're still able to lay your head down and go to sleep. You're still able to call your mom. You're still able to call your mom through another person. You're still able to do all these things, and Quentin's just done. Just done.
try to call her.
It's not right. I
No.
think the chief is being an asshole. That's what it seems like to us
Oh, nice.
and everybody else.
Nice, True. Thank you.
What? Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter what she said. That I think he's just hell bent on making her.
How I got slippers on, Green? Shut up. I got Tony's slippers on because I got mine in the washer. But yes, I stand on it 12 toes down.
Sit in there.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else? Says give her kids love for her.
I will.
She said she will, and she loves you.
Yeah, because those were the only kids she actually loved.
Tell her I love her too, and tell her I'm not seeing the kids today, but I am dropping off their stuff to the caseworker.
She says okay. All right, I guess just try to call up her again.
If I can get them home, then I can talk to them about their mom.
What are you going to do? Are you going to tell them that she killed their brother? I think that would need to be in the story somewhere when they're adults, at least. Like, you going to tell them about their mom? You going to tell them the truth about their mom?
We'll tell her I love her, and I'll try to call today.
Yes, ma'am. All right, be safe.
I will call today.
All right, drive safe. Be careful.
True, truth.
I said drive safe wherever you're going.
Oh, tell her that her attorney went on court TV and did an interview and told everybody in the world that the kids were living with me.
Yes, he did. And that could have caused a safety concern for those kids or Billy Joe. Because you never know if somebody's mad enough at Billy Joe and they find out that she's got them kids. Somebody could try to bust in her house and take them youngins. Yes, Kathy, it is.
She says, what were his exact words?
He said they asked where the other 2 children were. And he said, to his knowledge, the kids were with the grandmother, with me. With her mother, is what he said. With her mother has custody of the children. And there's a defects case, and it's still being litigated through the court.
Grandmother or grandparents?
Me. Her mother. He said her mother. Her mother has them.
I got to go there, put me back up. They have to do vitals.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Number 4.
Hey, she wanted me to call you back. She wanted to know why you sound so upset about them mentioning the kids living with you. Did they show a picture of them or say their whole names, their birth dates?
No, but the reason I was upset about it is because I didn't want there to potentially be more protests. I don't want the kids to be, it's none of anybody's business.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. Even if, it wouldn't be anybody's business, but I understand what she's saying is she doesn't want people out there thinking that they're with Billy Joe, because then crazy ass YouTubers with crazy ass hair and teeth and all of that may show up and start protesting. I get that. I do.
Where the kids are. And the protests and all that stuff that happened before, I don't want any of that stuff to happen again. I'm trying too hard to get them. And if that happens again, it'll just ruin everything.
Your mom was worried about protests starting because she was with her or something. She says she don't think the protesting is going to start again.
Oh my God, Willow, comment of the day. Wade's calls were funny. Some days a player, some days a gay player, whatever he needs to be to get coin on his books. Absolutely. This call makes me want to hire a biker broad named Rhonda and let nature. I know these anger me a little more than the Wade calls did.
I hope it doesn't.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't. But people are very cruel and very mean, and I just can't take the chance on anything. So I'm just trying to be very proactive and making sure that none of this stuff happens. And that's why I haven't been out in public.
And that's good. That's good. Good for Billy Joe for thinking ahead like that.
I haven't done anything. I have,
Rhonda.
At first I was only going back and forth to work. I wouldn't even stop at a store because I didn't want people to see me, take pictures of me, put it online. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm overthinking all that stuff.
Yeah,
but I'd rather be,
once, you know what I mean?
It's already happened. Right.
Exactly.
So I don't want it to happen again.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that. But as she said, they don't know where you live and they don't know where the kids are. She doesn't think anything's going to happen. And you didn't go on TV and say anything, so she said DFAC shouldn't be able to say anything about it either.
Wow.
But I understand where you're coming from, too.
So Billy Joe is legit trying to get the kids back. And, I'm interested to see how that plays out as well.
Yeah, I just want, I just want to be proactive, and we have a new home. We're safe. Nobody does know where we live, but I don't want nobody trying to dig and find out where we live either.
Exactly, because it's not that hard to find out.
Right. You know what I mean? I just don't want to go through all that stuff again. And
Listen, Billy Joe, let me ease your mind right now. I know you know this. My boob is itching. I know you know this because you hang out in these chats. But right now, the topic is Sebastian Rogers. Dolly and Betty and MGL and all them crazy motherfuckers, they are not stressing y'all right now. They are they're listening to these phone calls. If they are listening to these phone calls, it's not going to make them get up and react because Leilani and Quentin is not what's bringing the money right now. What's bringing the money right now is Sebastian Rogers. So rest easy, girl. Rest easy. You're good.
Our home is safe. The children would be safe. All of that stuff. And it happened before, and I had no idea stuff like that even happened.
I don't either, Truth.
I didn't either.
You know what I'm saying? And it traumatized me. It really done a job on me.
Yeah. It would have anybody.
Yeah. So,
and I understand that it would affect people. She's got PTSD from that shit because it was vile as hell. But you're good. You're safe for now. For now, you're good.
I'm just trying to be proactive and make sure I can continue to protect my home and protect the children.
Yes, exactly, Pearl. Pearl says, I'm sorry to those whom this offends, but let's consider some facts. BJ raised 2 people serving time for killing and botched up a custody plan for the grandson whose remains were found in a landfill. And that's where my anger came in. The grace was given over this whole time until trial came. the grace was given of, well, we don't know the details of the custody. We don't know the details of everything that went down between the parent, custodial, grandparent, what CPS, all that. We didn't know those things as facts, right? But then when the trial comes and we learn the facts about pertaining to the CPS, Billy Joe and Leilani, it shows that you bypassed. And I know she says that's not how it happened, and that somebody at DFACS was fired pertaining to this case. Well, if that's true, again, I hope the best for y'all to get that information out there, because if they had a part in it, in what this happened to, what happened to this child, then they deserve to be held accountable as well. But just because CPS may possibly deserve to be accountable, if some of these things are true that Billy Joe is saying, it doesn't diminish the accountability that needs to be taken by Leilani. That accountability still stands. It needs to happen, and it's not. So y'all want CPS to take accountability, but you don't want Leilani to take accountability. And to me, I can't wrap my mind around it. I cannot wrap my mind around that.
Stay on there.
He said that he's already filed an appeal.
He's already filed an appeal?
I thought he said he had already. They're going to be appealing.
I agree, Nicole. Nicole, where'd it go? I just think nobody deserves. Oh no, it was mystery. Nobody deserves any facts, etc. We should consider ourselves lucky to know any of the facts prior to trial. Exactly. There was very little we knew prior to trial. Very little. There were rumors, but very little factual information, because they were holding it close to the chest for court. I'm glad they did. But during this trial, we found out everything we needed to know, everything that we either thought or speculated on, or what have you. Like, they laid it out in a very damning way, and I just don't see there, any going back on it. I just don't see it.
I guess they have to get the sentence in first before they can appeal it.
Yeah, that's what she said.
So he said that there's only 2 people in the house that could have done it.
Exactly.
He said he doesn't believe that Leilani nor Danny did it. But
so he doesn't believe that Leilani nor Danny did it, but there was only 2 people in the house that could have done it. Well, the only one left in that house besides Danny and Leilani. Oh, I just realized phone calls from prison spelled her name wrong. Leilani. Would be Paul. And Paul didn't do that. Paul ain't even an option in my mind.
Yeah. He said he believes that the baby got a hold of Clinton got a hold of drugs or another medical emergency.
And that could always be true too, but the prosecutors and the forensic team, like, they all think, the medical examiner, all of them think that he was hit with, he died from blunt force trauma is what they think.
Yeah.
But even again, what if it was him getting into drugs, or throwing up and choking on his own vomit? What if it is that? She still threw the child away. She still hid that she threw the child away, whether it be from fear or whatever. She hid that shit for a month. They could have retrieved more of Quentin Simon's remains had she been honest from the beginning. That's it. That's all. Like Dietz has said numerous times, she trapped herself into this situation with her first initial lie.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Mama? Anything else?
So he doesn't believe either one of them did it.
Your attorney on there said they got a file appeal, they have to wait for it to be sentencing, and your attorney on there said they don't believe either you nor Danny did it.
Well, a lot of times stuff happens like this, and the parents say they freak out and they didn't call the ambulance or 911 because they didn't want to get in trouble. So I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate, if it was that, you still threw this child away. You still stopped them from finding him. You played and that is a huge important role, because had they have found him earlier on, they may have been able to tell exactly what his cause of death was. But because she wasn't honest, it took them a little over a month to find him. Well, that evidence is disintegrated. It's decomposing.
Ma'am?
That was my sister talking, and she was saying that we're not trying to give anybody hope either, because we don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? It can be appealed again and again and again, and because of the circumstances of how Quentin was found is really, really damaging to the entire world.
Yeah.
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 He doesn't need to be tried in Savannah, I can tell you that much. No.
Yes, it does.
Really what they need to do, they need to get multiple different counties to go in that county. Yeah. They do not need to.
What was that, ma'am?
They need to be judged. Well, there were people on her jury that had already heard about the case.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of them are biased.
Yeah,
but again, just because they've heard about a case don't mean they have an opinion on a case. It could be something they heard on Channel 2 News and just kept it moving.
Should have been.
Yeah.
It should have been. I didn't know anything about the case whatsoever. I've never even heard of it.
That's right.
Yeah, so
he won't have a proper burial. He said, and now he won't even have a proper burial because parts of him are still in that damn landfill. Exactly. They would have had more of a chance of retrieving his whole being, his whole body, had she have been honest from the beginning.
I agree.
But being honest from the beginning and them retrieving more of Quentin Simon could have also proved that she did something. So I can't help but wonder if that's why she kept lying and kept lying and kept lying and putting it off. I can't help but think like she was super grateful that he was in the landfill because she knew they wouldn't be able to retrieve what they needed.
All right. Well, tell her I love her, and that I just wish that he hadn't spoke on the kids at all. That he would have said that's under an entire separate. That's under a separate
I agree,
case, and he
Peach.
doesn't have any information on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Is what I wish he would have said.
Hey, Mama.
Yes, I understand that.
So.
Well, I'll tell her you love her and you and your sister drive safe.
Yeah, I do. I love her so much. She has no idea.
All right.
So, all right. Thank you, Jenna.
You're welcome. You guys drive safe and have a good day.
Okay.
How sad. Well, I can't wait to see if they get any more phone calls to put out because, yeah, this one did anger me a lot more than any of the other ones did. Mama, we talked about you getting locked out of the truck earlier. Did you get it? Nunya says, Fur Baby, did you get into the truck? We heard about your rough morning. Oh, they heard about your rough morning. Look at Fur Baby. Look at you, Mama. Look at Fur Baby. That used to be my stepdad's favorite part of Austin Powers was that damn cart getting stuck. It was. All right, it's time to leave the prison community. I got us a bus going back. So everybody make sure your shanks are in tow. You've got them tucked in your pocket. You will not need them on the bus. You will not need them on the bus.
So if you ever feel lost or caught in a bind, just think of Jones and you'll surely find that the simple life's the one that's truly free. In a hippie hut, just like Jones and you see.